What's going on, everybody? This is Moses Workman,
And this is Moses Turner.
and this is the Moses Podcast.
No biblical shit.
You know it. We back for episode number 26, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's been 26.
Yeah. So what? That's a half a year.
Right.
Half a year's worth of episodes. I mean, we probably, there's a couple weeks we done skipped and took off and whatnot, but
yeah. I mean, shit happens.
yeah, life comes at you fast. No lie, a lot has happened. We'll get into that shortly. Either way, how your week's been, Turner?
I mean, my week's been pretty good. Just working. Got this new job down at Highmark. So yeah, I fix everybody's fucking problems now. So
Yeah, that's a theme around here. Just a couple of Moses is fixing everybody's problems,
yeah,
making other people look good.
yeah, no shit.
That's it's the life of a Moses, I guess. I mean, we like to hang out in the background, I guess.
Right.
Oh man, my weeks have been crap. It's been like it's been shit. I've had a dark cloud following me for quite a while, and it has not been fun. I'm not gonna harp too much about it, but to make a long story short, some lady totaled my car. She ran her stop sign, hit us from the side. Me and my 8-year-old, I was taking her to school. She says that she didn't see me. It was like the stop and go cross traffic.
Yeah.
So I got to the stop sign, and another car got to the stop sign for the cross street, and I stopped. I signaled for that car to go, and that car went, and then I started to go, and the car behind that car says that she didn't see us at all, and gunned it.
Is she half blind? Like, how the fuck did she not see y'all?
It's a wide open intersection. There was no sun glare, no rain, no snow, none of that.
Nothing that blocked you. Like, how the fuck could she not see that?
My assumption is that she was on her phone.
Yeah.
Like I can't prove it because I didn't see her. I didn't get a chance to see what she was doing. But when she got out the car, I do. All right. So what happened is, when I started to go through the intersection, and she gunned it. Like, there was nothing I could do to move out of the way.
Right.
So she gunned it and hit me and knocked me into the pole on the opposite side of the street. And when she hit me, my airbags deployed, and it stunned the shit out of me. It was like getting hit with a flashbang almost. But when I was able to see again, because there was powder, I think it was powder or smoke or whatever, I don't know what it was. When I was able to see, I saw the pole. Like, saw that I was headed straight for the pole. I'm like, ah! So I'm trying to slam on the brakes, and I couldn't get to them. Come to find out, I couldn't hit the brakes because there's lower airbags too.
Oh, damn.
So the airbags kind of pushed my legs back. So whenever I went to go hit the brake again, I was just pushing airbag.
Right.
So so the pole, I hit the pole, and the pole is what stopped the car. And after we hit the pole, I sat there for a second in the driver's seat, and I'm like, dang, I don't know what in the world just happened. Like, how did this happen? I'm like, and then I looked over to my right. I saw another car, like, drifting. It was like doing like a U-turn kind of drifting, because it was the car that hit me.
Right.
I guess she hit me and tried to turn off to the right and did like this little circle move, U-turn to the right. And I was like, dang, they must have ran their stop sign. That's the only thing I can think of right now. So I'm still looking around. I looked over. I saw like a public works truck, and then I looked back over to the right where the car was, and some lady was running towards me, with her phone in her hand, and I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't know it was her. I didn't know it was the lady that hit me at this time.
Right.
So she ran over to the car, and she's like, "Oh my God, is anyone hurt? Are you okay? Is everyone okay?" And I was like, I don't know, man. I just need to check on my daughter. Like, my daughter's in the back seat, but I still couldn't breathe. Like, the airbag knocked the wind out of me, and I couldn't breathe for a sec. Like, I couldn't catch my breath. It felt like. So I'm like I don't know who you are, but I just got to check on my daughter. Can you get out the way?
Right.
And then she's like, oh my God, I just want to make sure everyone's fine. I was like, I don't know, man. Somebody ran their stop sign and hit me, man. I just don't. I just need you to get out the way. And then she got up. She got up from my driver's side because I had opened my door, and I'm trying to get out, and I yelled back to my daughter. I'm like, "Hey, are you okay?" She's like, "Oh my God!" She's like screaming and crying. She's like, "Oh my
Right.
God!" And like just hearing her in that state kind of just tore my heart apart.
Right.
Like, and I was like, "Are you hurt? Are you hurt at all?" She said, "No, I'm not hurt." I said, "Oh my goodness, thank goodness." So I stumbled out of the car, and and the lady, like, she had already had my back door open, the one behind me, and my daughter sits on the opposite side, the side that got hit.
Right.
But luckily it was like towards the front of the car, so she didn't
Okay,
hit her
cool.
door. So longer story short, my daughter got out of it without a scratch. I got hurt, but it was only from the airbag, so it was kind of like the equivalent of getting hit in the chest and chin with a dodgeball that was fired from a cannon.
Oh.
So
Damn.
so that I had a lot of pain from that, believe it or not. Like it was bad. Like I felt like my sternum is off. Like even now I don't get pain until I lay down on my side, but like it kind of feels like my sternum is off center. Like it's bad.
Yeah, I
man.
can imagine. I mean, the way that airbags just pop out. So, yeah, I mean, I never got hit by an airbag before, so that
Yeah, it was
I know. But hearing it or hearing about it, I know it's no fun. So,
not at all. So then, once I told her when I was trying to get out the car, I was like, yeah, man, I think somebody ran their stop sign and hit us. And she replied to me. She says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you. And I was like, "Oh, so this is the bitch that hit me." So now I'm mad at her.
right.
But I was kind of too in shock to be mad. So I was just like, "Can you just get out of here? I just gotta check on my daughter. Can you leave us alone for a second, please?" And she stepped off to the side. She called 911. I got my daughter out. I managed to roll myself around the car, get her out, and we walked away from the cars, and I had to sit down on the sidewalk because I still didn't have my breath. And yeah, so then emergency services started showing up. The fire department is the first to respond because they're right around the corner. And from there it was just like, annoying, and it was like I'm like so high on adrenaline right now. Like they took my blood pressure at the scene. My blood pressure was like 189 over 119.
Oh shit.
Like that's the highest it's ever been in my entire life.
Shit, that's high as hell. Like
So-
I'm surprised that they didn't like put you on the stretcher for that.
Yeah, so my blood pressure was like through the roof. And they're like, "Are you hurt?" I was like, "I don't know, man. Can y'all just stop asking me that question?" Like, I was like, "Look at my car. Leave me alone." Like,
Right.
like I was more annoyed at the other people. Like, I just wanted to like just hang out with my daughter, make sure she was cool. My wife was like frantic. It was a big mess, man. And then that whole process afterwards, it was just unbelievable. I ended up going to the hospital too, because after the adrenaline wears off, that's when you really start to get all your
Right,
pain.
that's when it started hurting. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad I waited, because if I would have went right away, I would have said nothing was wrong. They would have discharged me.
Right.
But when I did go, they checked me out and everything. I was still cool. They did X-rays and stuff. They said I just got some swelling in my chest from the airbag. Just take it light. Take a couple ibuprofens and see how you feel in the morning. So
Right.
that's kind of how it went. So that was like 2 or 3 weeks that I was in pain, and just recently it started going away. Like it still hurts some, like from time to time if I lay a certain way on my side,
Right.
but other than that, I'm back to normal, man. And then the whole car process, that was a nightmare.
shit,
I'm not even
yeah.
gonna get into that. That was some bullshit. I I'll fast forward that though. So they gave me a rental. The rental sucked. I ended up getting a car, the same car. It's a 2016 Hyundai Sonata. I got the same car again to replace the old one, but it's gray instead of white this time.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it. You know, I don't mind it that it's great. But fucking Friday, you saw this online.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Man, some asshole hit my car, man. My new car. Somebody hit the side mirror on my driver's side and knocked it up, and it was just hanging off when I came out to go to work. I was so heated, man. I came outside and stared at it for a whole 2 minutes, like with my arms crossed. A car went past. I didn't even move for the car.
Right,
Like I'm
like,
just sitting there
really,
staring at it. So yeah, so not even a week I had the dang new car, and somebody knocked the mirror off already, man. Luckily, it was like a underneath hit, so it kind of popped it up.
Yeah.
So I was able to pop it back on, but it's not the same. Like it just doesn't. It flaps. Like
Right.
if I haven't gotten on the Parkway yet, but I'm sure if I get on the Parkway, it'll flap in. Like
Yeah.
like so. And I priced them already. I priced it through the dealership. They talking like $380
For a fucking yeah.
for a fucking mirror. Yeah, $380.
Fucking
Like
crazy.
$320 for the mirror and another like couple dollars to match the paint. So I'm like really like so I and then you know me being the internet search guru that I am, I found the same mirror through Parts Place for like $120,
Yeah.
which is still way too goddamn much.
Yeah. For a
But,
mirror, right?
Yeah, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Right.
I need my mirror, so that's gonna be a new investment. A lot more has happened, but that's enough. Woe is me.
Well, I mean, shit. Should she be paying? Well, not for that mirror, but well, shit. Fuck that. She should be paying for your mirror too.
Yeah, it's not that far, but no, that's as far as I'm gonna talk on the podcast about it.
All right.
So, but there's some things going on. So we'll get to that in a future episode or something.
Shit.
So what you got on your mind?
Man, I still got like 3 weeks worth of shit that we were supposed to talk about, but
Yeah.
go ahead.
What did we mention? We was gonna talk about not the shooting, the one right before the shooting.
The shit that went on at the Triangle.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's a local local bar and grill around here called the Triangle Bar and Grill. Excellent sandwiches. Sandwiches are amazing. Probably the best in Pittsburgh, as far as Italians go.
Yeah, definitely.
Their corned beefs are amazing too. I might add, probably the best in Pittsburgh. But yeah, go ahead and start it off, man.
All right, so there was a tape running around on Facebook Live. Apparently one of the workers told this lady to move your black ass to the back of the line. So
I think it was a little different. It was like the lady came in the store and she didn't get service right away.
right, well, she came in the store. She was waiting for a minute.
Right.
And so as she was saying that she was waiting for a minute, apparently one of the workers was supposed to say, "Move your black ass to the back of the line."
No, I told her to take her black ass out the store. I think he
Right.
was trying to kick her out
Right,
because she was catching the attitude because she wasn't being waited on,
right,
and they were busy. Like, they had two people behind the counter. Dude was making sandwiches, and I think he was working on like a phone order or something like
Right.
that. So, go ahead.
So next thing you know, that's when she turns on Facebook Live, and it's just like swishing around the phone and going, "Yeah, we're at the Triangle. Oh, why aren't you saying anything now? Why aren't you saying anything now?" And he's just quiet.
Right.
He's just quiet. He's working. He's going back to his sandwich, and you see another guy just like get get the fuck out. Just get out, or I'm calling the police. Just get out, or I'm calling the police.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just like, no, I'm not going nowhere. Oh, why you still quiet? You still quiet? See, this is the triangle. This is the triangle. So she does this video and it goes viral. So everybody's like, oh yeah, fuck him, fuck the triangle, and dude ends up getting fired.
See, now I feel a couple ways about that one. Now, for one, we didn't get the whole story.
Right.
Like if you've been to the Triangle, you know you're gonna get bad service. Like, I mean, that's number one. Like, if you know and you've been around here, they ain't the best in customer service. You're just there for the sandwich, and just hope you don't get cussed out or cuss anyone out. All right, so that's number one. Number two is, dude ain't gonna tell you to get your black ass out the store. I don't believe it. I 100% don't believe it.
All right, I'm glad I'm not the only one who felt that way. And I'm gonna say this: the only thing that she could really take solace on is the fact that nobody saw or heard what happened before she turned on Facebook Live.
Right. So it was only her word.
Right.
And I don't believe it.
Now,
I've been going there for years.
Right. And this is the thing: the guy that supposedly told her to get her black ass out the store.
Yeah.
I know this dude. I've known this dude since I was 7 years old.
Oh well. There we go. We got credentials.
Right. This dude would actually fight racist white kids that was in our school. And there was a lot of racist white kids in my school. Some of them have become teachers. So yeah, I said it. But anyway.
Hey man, shit happens.
But
there's a place for racists. And that's as far as I'm gonna go with that
yeah.
line. Go ahead.
So the only thing that anybody could really say, or that she could really say, is, well, you wasn't there to see what happened before I turned on Facebook Live. Yeah, that's the only thing that you could take solace on. But no, I know this dude. I've known this dude for years.
And I only know him on a triangle basis,
Right.
like as a customer, like, and I know like he's not the most friendly, open, give you a hug kind of person.
I mean, is he an asshole? Yes, he is. But come on.
And I can sense that. Like, I can sense that dude may not be the one guy that you want to, play with, because
Right.
he pretty like he don't play that shit. But like, I mean, I've been in there enough times to know that they got one. They normally have one dude, or no, they normally have both dudes working the line that comes in,
Right.
like the walk-ins. But if they get a phone order, or if they have to prepare an order for a certain time, there's one dude that works in the background on the phone orders and shit, and then there's one dude that's working on the line.
Right.
Excuse me. And then that's 100% what was going on in my head. When I saw the guy pacing back and forth, he was obviously busy. He was doing stuff.
Right.
And he was probably working on an order that he had to fill. And the black dude that's trying to tell her, like, look, man, just turn your phone off and go. Like people just quick to pull out their phones. Everybody want to get famous. Like, and
which makes it even fun. Which makes that whole thing even funnier.
right.
She's an up and coming comedian
Well, there
pulling
you
this
go.
shit. So
That's probably how it went viral.
right. That's exactly how it went viral.
I didn't even know that. So she's probably got some sort of following, or people that got her back 100%. But either way, man, I don't believe it. Like, I don't think that he said that stuff. He got fired, then fine, whatever. The owner did what he's supposed to do.
Yeah,
in that
he
situation.
had to cover his ass, and that was the only part.
And that is not, well. I know a little bit more that I'm not going to divulge on a public forum like this, but well, we'll talk offline. Because I know some things, but we're gonna keep it at that. Like that, like if you want a bomb ass sandwich, go there and don't expect to get a cupcake and a hug on your way out, because they're there to make your sandwich and pour your drink. Like, that's all they want to do, and they want to go home after their 8 hours. So
if you want to get your ass kissed,
yeah.
try and go ain't the place to go.
Yeah, and that's all I got to say about that. That was some bullshit. but the owner did kind of smooth it over, from what I understand. They did like a little video, like she came back to the store. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear about the video when she came back to
So
the store.
so the owner did it like a Facebook Live with her, like at their table, and they smoothed it over. He said that the person had been terminated. That she came back and she got her hoagies and all is well. He apologized, for the dude's actions. And you can't. I mean, honestly, you can't blame the whole business anyway. Like even if he did say all that stuff, even if he would have called her the N word, like if you can't blame the whole store. Like especially if he terminated them like within that hour.
Right.
Like, all right, you're fired, man. Get out. Like he obviously doesn't stand for that. I mean, and that's clear to see. But they did do like this long apology video. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I didn't because I didn't really care.
Yeah.
'Cause I already felt how I felt about it.
Right.
Especially without the whole story.
Right. Because that was the thing. I got it from the source himself. So when I saw that, he was just like, "Yeah, I got fired for whatever." And so I'm looking at the tape, and I'm just like, I'm looking for the part where he said something.
Right. And I bet that was his demeanor the whole entire time.
That was his demeanor the entire time. He was just.
He might even have told her to get out, but I'm very sure he didn't say black ass.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't say black ass.
He's not that stupid. Oh man. All right. But so yeah, and that all happened at the same time I'm doing a dang fundraiser for my daughter. Like we got this.
Yeah, that was a bitch.
My daughter was in this like this whole she's in the dance. She goes to dance class and she's on and she made it on the competition team. So that's like dance class times two,
right,
for one kid. So like I'm running these fundraisers heavy. Like if I get like we're selling hoagies and the hoagies were filled through the triangle. At the same time, all this mess was going down, and then when I saw it on the news, I'm like, "Yo, this better not mess up my fundraiser. Like they better boycott. They better boycott after they pay me for these hoagies. Like shit's real. Like I'm trying to knock these bills down." So I was mad about that. I'm like, "Yo, this better not mess up the money." So all is well. I actually went there just the other day, so I still fucks with them.
Man, I haven't been to the Triangle for a long time since before that happened. So, but I'm coming back. Well, tell you the truth, I don't even know if I'm coming back for that. But anyway.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, so yeah, today's buzz is brought to you by.
Exactly.
Nothing. We ain't got nothing to drink today.
Got shit to do.
Water and spit. That's
right.
What. You ever be thirsty like back in the day? Like, Mom, I need something to drink. She'd be like, swallow your spit.
Drink your spit. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what today's buzz is brought to you by. Oh man. So what else we got going on? Like, what else happened in these 4 weeks, something like that?
3 weeks.
There was the shooting, the synagogue shooting, which is like 10 minutes away from here.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear none of the shots. I guess dude had like the big assault rifle, and it was like an attack on the Jewish community at the synagogue, and a lot of people lost their lives, a lot of old elderly folk. So hats off, prayers and thoughts to all of them, and.
Right, condolences.
That's that you never want something like that to happen, especially to people who may not deserve it. I don't know these people personally, but I don't think nobody should go out like that. Especially the elderly people. There's 2 people that live here in Wilkinsburg, so you never want something like that to happen. And there's so many layers to all the aftermath of that.
Oh yeah, there's so many layers. Should we address this whole Pittsburgh strong shit?
Briefly, man. Briefly. Pittsburgh is stronger than hate.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I looked at that in every Wendy sign that there was, in every bus sign that there was, giant eagle signs, billboards. How they're so much stronger than hate. Meanwhile, you can't even cross the street in the same neighborhood where that synagogue is without being called a nigger.
and that's the reality. Like, oh man, I don't know how deep we should get into this, but it's like I want to believe it. I want to believe this Pittsburgh is stronger than hate thing, but when you're of the black when you're of the black persuasion, we just don't see it that way. Like,
I mean, here's my point. We were stronger than hate when Antoine Rose happened, and that was about what, 6 months ago.
right, and like I told you I was going to mention, there was the meme that I saw online. Like, Pittsburgh is stronger than hate until you get into them.
So you get into the comment section.
Till you get into the comment section of the news channels like KDKA and WPXI. Man, look at them comment section. It's like
it's hate all the way through. So
it's like the year before slavery ended.
Right.
Almost like it's unbelievable the stuff these people say. And then when you click on their profiles, and most of them smartened up to the fact that people were getting exposed. So they smartened up and made these fake profiles so they could say what they think on these websites.
Right, you can't be found,
and they can't be traced back to who they are. Like, and that's scary, low key. Like, I was actually enjoying the fact that these racists were coming out without their shell or their shield on, you know.
Right.
So we know who you are and we know who to avoid.
Exactly.
You know, you hate to be in a situation where you're on an operating table and one of your technicians is like, "Fuck this dude."
Right.
You know, like, but why? Like, you know,
or for that matter, you may need a lawyer, and here's this motherfucker that's going, "Oh, fuck Jews and everything else."
right?
I'm going too far with all this.
It's, I mean, but it's a reality. Like,
right.
like I want it to be that way. I want to see that same energy for us.
Right.
Like, that's just not happening, and like, it's just tough, man. Like, when you even go back to Black Lives Matter, right? And then another group came out and said, "Well, all lives matter."
Right.
And we've seen this argument. We've heard it several million times. Like, the All Lives Matter group is a protest to our protest.
Yeah.
Like,
all day.
they are mad because we are mad. Like,
Basically.
like I just don't get it. Like,
And they want to prove that they're angrier. What do you mean? Only Black Lives Matter? No, dumbass.
no, like, people were taking it too literal. It's not that serious. Like, we're saying Black Lives Matter because we get treated like shit.
Exactly.
Like,
y'all
we're
treat
not,
us like our lives don't matter. That's why we say it.
exactly. And then there's the people that say all lives matter, which you won't hear a black person dispute. We know everybody matters.
Right.
We just don't get that
We
treatment.
just want to matter.
Yeah. So I mean, that's all there is to that, man. I don't want to heart too much on that, man. That's our life. You know,
Right.
that's the way it is. Unfortunately, you know, we got to deal with some shit that people just don't understand.
Not at all.
And we just have to truck on and just deal with that obstacle as a way of life. And there's people out there that are trying to change that, and then there's people that are mad that we're trying to change that.
Right. Exactly.
Like those are the people I don't get. Like, why aren't you seeing that we want a better life for us and for our children?
What hurts about that more is that it's people that look like us that are pissed off about it too.
Yeah. So many people just don't get it, man. It's just unbelievable. And then to actually deal with the struggle and still not understand it. Like, I'm the type of dude that's like, all right, I see the racism happening, but I don't let it affect me. I don't let it raise my blood pressure.
Right.
Like, because I'm a cool, level-headed dude. Like, it takes a lot to rattle me, like customer service. Like, like that, like nothing takes me over the top like bad customer service. But to deal with that stuff on a daily basis, it's just like I've learned to understand that it's gonna happen. So I can either let it bother me, or I can go on about my life and pay my bills like everybody else do.
Exactly.
And that's what I choose to do. So, so yeah, man. like I said, nobody deserves to go out the way those folks did.
Not at all.
And I've already heard excuses for the shooter, and I'm not getting into that either.
Right? Yeah. Nah. There's nothing else that needs to be mentioned on defending the shooter.
Right.
That-
I mean, most people are like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. But I've seen to the contrary also. So
Right.
I'm not getting into that.
I mean, all I gotta say, like in summation, is how about let's really be stronger than hate, than if we're really Pittsburgh strong.
Right. I'd like to see that.
Right.
I'd like to be alive when that day happens.
Exactly.
So I'm not gonna hold my breath.
In funnier news, how about Kanye just figured out that he's a pawn in in a political
Oh
situation?
yeah, I saw that stupid shit. Man, this dude, I I don't know, man. I remember when we had this conversation, and I was like, man, I hope that he's just like playing. He's just playing chess.
Right.
He was not playing
He
chess.
wasn't playing chess.
He was on the
at
board.
all.
He was on the chessboard as a piece.
Right.
And he's just now realizing it. And I wanted so hard to believe that, like, nah, Kanye's still in there.
Yeah.
Like, there's still a shred of him left, some dignity, something. And now he's coming out like, man, I've been played. You dumbass.
Right.
Like, shut your dumbass up. Like you knew man.
You knew sense. Right. You mean to tell me that you didn't know that you was getting played throughout this entire damn time?
Put your Superman hat back on, you man. That dude's something else, man. He need to go skydiving with a backpack full of bricks. I don't mean that literally, but like that you can't be that stupid, man. I just don't get it. Like there was literally no yes men in his camp.
Right.
Sitting there telling him like, yeah, you're right, you're right, Kanye. Yeah, man, let's go hang out with Trump and
Right.
talk to him about hydrogen planes and shit. Like, like what?
Right.
Like,
all his people from what was it? John Legend, the Common, the T.I. Everybody was just like, "What in the fuck are you doing?"
And T.I. told him in the booth, like he told him everything he needed to hear. Like, you were making a fool out of yourself. You're taking this too far. Like, chill out. Like, we're becoming ashamed of you. Like, what is wrong with it?
Right.
And he's just like,
And he just kept going. And
wants to
just
do his
kept
own thing.
going.
Some people want to be different so bad that they do stupid shit.
Right. And you know what? The only one I really feel bad for in this situation is Kid Cudi. And this is the reason why. Before he went to the damn White House, or before, not Kid Cudi, but before Kanye went to the White House, Kanye went on this rant on Saturday Night Live talking about what he's going to do and how he's going to have Trump apologize to Kaepernick for calling him a son of a bitch and all this other shit. Kanye and Kid Cudi was promoting a joint album. It was called Kids See Ghosts when they did their performance for Saturday Night Live.
I am interested in hearing that. So I fucks with Cudi.
Yeah, I fucks with Cudi too. And you just saw the look on Cudi's face when he was just like, "You motherfucker!"
Like, I didn't catch that.
I just left you because of this bullshit. You mean to tell? Fuck. Now y'all wonder. Fuck you, Kanye. Like, you saw that look in his face was just like, "Fuck you, Kanye."
Right. Man, but I mean, hopefully he'll come back around. He's got a lot of work to do amongst the people that had his back. You know, he lost a lot of support.
That motherfucker better have his knee pads.
Right. He lost a lot of support with his recent shenanigans. But you know, like I can't say I'm a person that's able to separate the person from their talent, and you cannot deny that Kanye is talented as all hell. Like, he's one of the most talented dudes out there. He calls himself a genius all the time. I
I'm a
beg to differ.
motherfucking genius.
Like, he just a regular dude, like just all the rest of us.
Right.
I mean, he's made some dope moves, and he's made a lot of money off of his moves. So I ain't denying that either. I'm not saying he's an idiot. He's smart,
Right.
but
genius is a little too much.
genius
to bear,
level,
right?
I don't know if I go as far as calling him that. But you know, he's gonna do his own thing. He'll figure it out at some point.
Kanye is gonna be Kanye. That's all. That's all anybody can say.
Right. So what else? So more and more and more every day, and this is like a broken record for me. Mental health, man. I wish there was so much more that I can do. 'Cause I mean, most people that actually know me, follow me on Facebook, and they look forward to my posts and my statuses because I just post about stuff that happens to me on a regular basis, right? But
a lot of shit could be more material, but we
right there's I post probably approximately like 20 to 25% of the stuff that I could post. Like, if I wanted to go hard, I would have to pay people to see my Facebook statuses. Like, it's but the thing is that I don't post as much as I could because a lot of it is derived from people who may or may not have mental health issues, and I can't in my sane mind make fun of individuals who have disabilities, right? So just this week, there's this guy. Quick backstory on this guy. We'll call him, I don't know, Steve. That's his name. All right. So this gentleman, Steve, he's been coming into my office for at least 2, maybe 3 times a week for the past 2 months, right? Because he wants a stop sign put on this street where a kid was hit by a car. Understandable request, right?
Right.
Not a problem with that. I can understand that to the fullest, right? So he comes in at least twice a week, and he normally doesn't want to speak to me. He wants to speak to my boss, who is a female. And I've got two direct reports. I've got the borough manager and the assistant borough manager. Those are the people I report to. The assistant is a female. The borough manager is a male. He normally comes in, doesn't want to talk to me, doesn't want to talk to the borough manager. He wants to talk to the assistant because she's a female, and he feels more comfortable talking to females. Why? Why would you think?
Superiority. He's chauvinist as fuck.
No. He's been to jail.
Oh.
He's been in jail. He was sentenced to approximately 25 years. And I think it was like 13 to 25 was his sentence. And he served maybe about 15-ish. So, long story short, this dude comes in on a day where both my bosses were out. So it's just me in the office. And I'm like, here we go. So here's the dude. Take a deep breath. Help him as best you can. But when he talks, he talks.
Right.
He talks for 20 minutes. He loves to hear himself talk. He doesn't like a response. He's one of those individuals that talks at you instead of to you. He's one of those individuals who does not know how to answer a straight up yes or no question without giving a whole sidebar to it.
Right.
So he comes in, and he's got this condescending look in his eye already, because that's just the way he is, and I understand that. So fine, whatever, I deal with it. He comes in, I'm like, I'm sorry, she ain't here today, so can't help you out. She won't be back until the middle of next week. And I guess he realized that all the doors were shut. So he's like, oh, no, it's cool. I'll just mention this to you. And then he starts talking and talking and talking and talking, talk. And so, and in the middle of that somewhere, he was like, "Oh yeah, and I made it onto the semi-pro basketball team over in the next town." I was like, "Oh, that's what's up, man! Congratulations!" And after giving him that little bit of praise, he started taking defense like on that. He's like, "Oh, well, I don't really know how genuine your thank you is, but I guess I can hear some authenticity in your voice, so I guess I won't take that congrats with a grain of salt." But anyway, and then at this point he got me a little angry because it was just because of his simple response like that.
Right.
So now I'm just like, all right, I'm done with this dude. This is it. So he's like, yeah. So anyway, what did he say? He said something else. He's like, yeah. So what I'm working on here, man, is bigger than me. Is bigger than you and your 80-hour borough check or whatever you're working for. Like, he's just being real rude and disrespectful to me, right?
Real condescending now.
So at this point, I'm like, hold up, stop for a sec. Tell me, what is it exactly that you want from me? What do you want me to do for you right now at this point in time? Because I want to help you, but I want to get you out of here. And because at this point, I'm done with him. Like,
right.
So then he's like, oh, so that's the tone you want to take. That's the tone you want to take. I was like, well, my tone is a response to the tone you've been giving me from the moment you walked up to my door, bro.
Right.
So if there's something you want me to do, tell me now. You want, what is it, the stop sign? Because we installed the one stop sign. You want one on the other side of the street? I don't think that's a good idea. Neither does the public works dude. So if you want that, then you need to speak to the public works dude. Have you spoken to him, Steve? Oh yeah, I remember his name now. But anyway, his name's Steve.
Yeah, I'm about to say no, he's still Steve.
Yeah, so I'm like, so have you spoken to this guy in Public Works? And he's like, look, I'm not sure what you or who this guy is. I was like, no, look, that was a yes or no question, bro. Like, is it have you spoken to this individual? And then he got more defensive, like, so why does everything got to be a hierarchy with you? Like, and I was like, if you want something done, I'm directing you to the guy that can do it.
Right.
Okay. And then I was like, you know what? Nah, we're done here. That's enough. I've had enough talking to you. Have a nice day. Get out. And he's like, okay, all right. So that's how you want to be. That's the stance you want to take. I was like, yeah, get out. Have a nice day. And he's like, all right, well, you have a blessed one. And then like he turned around, and then he turned back around, looked at me. He was like, all right, well, look, at least can you tell her next door that he was saying something. He was like, well, can you at least tell her? I was like, no, I'm not telling nobody nothing. I'm telling you to leave. Get out. and he was like, okay, have a blessed day. Have a blessed day. I was like, yeah, get out. And then he's like, all right, yeah, nothing but peace and blessings to you, brother. And he's walking down the hall.
I knew it. All the condescending motherfuckers always end up calling you brother after that.
so he's walking down the hall on his way out the door, and meanwhile there's another guy at my door, and then he's like, I can't stand these people in here, man. I was like, well, we can't stand you either. Get out. like he took me there, and I don't lose it with nobody,
right?
But this was the same morning that my mirror got knocked off, so
right.
I was already like in my zone, like just contemplating what to do, and then I got to deal with this asshole,
right?
And then I really started looking up, because after an exchange like that, he strikes me as the kind of person that would come back on some stupid shit.
Right.
So I started doing my homework on this dude, and I can't find anybody that knows him. Can't find any online records. Can't even find his mugshot, because I was going to shop his mugshot around to a couple people. Like, yo, you know this dude? Because there's a couple, I'm from the hood. I know a couple people. So I was going to shop his picture around to a couple people. Like, yo, you know this dude? Like, anything I need to be worried about? Because, I'm in a situation where mental health comes in my building all the time, and I ain't trying to be a news story, you know what I mean? So,
right.
So, no, I couldn't find anything, but he never came back, and if he does come back, he's out of there. So, Nobody in my office is dealing with that dude anymore. And that's the thing. Like, I really truly wanted to help this dude. I was gonna help him get the stop sign where he wanted the stop sign at.
Right.
He's just going about it all wrong. Like, don't be rude to the people that can help you. That's like I don't know, ordering a burger but calling the chef an asshole before he goes in the kitchen.
Right.
Like, I want a burger, you fucking dick. And then be like, okay, I'll get your burger.
Right.
And what is he gonna do to that burger?
He's gonna spit
He's
on
gonna
it.
spit in your burger.
Right.
Like, I'm the dude that can spit on your stop sign. Like, like, why would you do that?
Like,
Like,
fuck your stop sign.
so, oh man, mental health is real.
Damn.
So, and there's more. I got more stories, but I can't. I can't. I can't even.
In order to can't, you must even. No, I can't even.
I can't even. Oh man, you got anything else?
Oh man, you know what? I'm not. I wasn't supposed to be talking about this, but fuck it, I'm leaving in a week. So,
All right.
because it's a rule that, like, I'm at the job now, which is a call center,
Mhm.
that we're not really supposed to be talking about. We're not really supposed to be talking about the calls. But like I said, I'm leaving. So,
Well, as long as you don't identify anybody, you can talk about whatever the fuck you want to.
right. So there was this teammate. They're not customers; they're teammates because we speak to employees.
Mhm.
Anyway, so there was this teammate. He called me, and he was trying to get insurance. So we're going down the line, and the next question I had with him was, yeah, I see that you don't have any dependents on your listings. Do you want to add some? And he was just like, no, I don't want to add any. I mean, I was married once, but then I saw my son and the mailman go to a father-son picnic, and I was destroyed after that. After 5 seconds of awkward silence, I was just like, please tell me you're not serious. And he was like, I wasn't. My head was in the palm of my hand after that. I was just like, no, the fuck he didn't. I laughed for at least 2 minutes after hearing that. I couldn't even get his open enrollment done because of that. Then he kept
That's wild.
Then he kept on saying, "Oh yeah, let's say if I went to prison. If I went to prison, would I still have insurance, or am I under the prison system?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're the prison system's now, dog." It was just like, "Oh, okay."
You know what? That's messed up. The inmates get free health care, right?
What's that?
Inmates.
I think they do get free healthcare.
So if I'm in jail and I freaking, I don't know, break a finger because it got smashed when the gate was slamming shut, like, they don't have to pay nothing.
Right. They go to the hospital ward. They get their shit fixed up.
I never even thought about that, man. This country broken. That's, oh man, there's so many things that are wrong.
Now, mind you, we don't know how effective the doctors are, so they can have free insurance all they want, but the doctors could be shit.
No, they can't because they'll get sued.
Yeah, that's true,
So
too.
they have to do their job.
Right.
Man, I'd be joking about more work for president, but
Like, the more and more it happens, the more and more serious you're becoming.
like it's seriously be like you can't run until you're 35. That's next year, yo. Like y'all might see me on that ticket. I don't know. I gotta find out how much money you got put into it because I ain't running no freaking $1 million commercial campaign.
Right.
Y'all gonna have to catch me in like free spots, like y'all gonna catch me in the news report.
Right.
Like there's an intruder in the station of Channel 11. Vote for Moses, bitch. As I'm getting drug out by security, like, vote for me. I approve this message, mother.
Workman. WORK.
Like there are known knowns and there are known unknowns. Vote for me. That'd be my slogan on some stupid shit too. Oh man, what country you from? Oh man. Oh man, I think that's gonna be it for today.
Yeah.
What else did I want to say something else? No, I'll save it. Whatever. This is Moses Working,
And this is Moses Turner.
and this is the Moses Podcast,
No biblical shit.
and we out.
Thanks.